required it, but because we recognized that there was a need to share information, to identify gaps, and to strengthen the way we respond to challenges across the criminal justice system. But what began really as a collaboration born out of purpose and desire is now permanent because of Public Law 3853. And that law gives us the work structure, the stability, and allows us to build on the foundation that everyone has contributed to and laid, and help us plan long term and improve data sharing and pursue really meaningful reform together. I want to take a moment to recognize, of course, Justice Catherine Merriman, who is my designee and the co-chair of the commission. Justice Merriman took over for me on CJAC quite a number of years ago, and she's guided this work with balance and with foresight, and helping all of you find common ground and move some of our initiatives forward. And so her leadership um, will help define the commission, and I have every confidence that she'll continue to guide it forward in the same manner that she has in the past, and in a very thoughtful manner. I also want to thank Senator Sean Gumatautau, whose sponsorship of this measure brought CJAC into fruition and codified the law. Senator, your support made it possible for this collaboration to endure. It was a long time coming. We'd been working on this legislation for a number of years, and as a freshman senator, you were able to get it and bring to the attention of the floor the importance of getting it done, and the importance of making a difference for the people that you serve and that we also serve. And to everyone else that's here today, thank you for your continued partnership, for your dedication. That we know that your work, the work of the commission, will not only strengthen our partnership and the justice system, but also the faith that the public has in the work that we do. So thank you all for being here. I wish I could have some refreshments with you, Justice Merriman, but thank you. I know that you were responsible for that. And it truly is a momentous day for us coming together officially under public law for the first time as a commission. So thank you all very much. And I'm going to turn it over to Justice Merriman, who's one of the co-chairs, to call the meeting to order. And then, and also, if we can, to have everyone introduce themselves to each other, since there are some new members and new faces in the audience. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Justice. It's my pleasure to call to order the first meeting of the Criminal Justice Automation Commission. We gave notice of the meeting as required in the open government law. So now we would need to determine a quorum. I've been told there is a quorum, so we'll go forward. I'd like to ask Senator Gumatautau to make some opening remarks as well.
Thank you, Justice Merriman, and thank you, Chief Justice Torres, for kind of kicking this off. And I want to thank everyone in the room today. It's interesting because the road to today kind of started on the silver anniversary of the first meeting of the Criminal Justice Automation Commission. I remember walking the legislation down and submitting it on behalf of the branch. Little did I know that by the way, this is my second time being back in the branch since I left. I started in 2017. I did not think that I would be coming back to the branch to be able to be here to be a part of this historic meeting. And yes, I attended all the meetings of the CJAC when I was here at the branch. Again, I want to thank all of you for your support. I want to also publicly thank Jason Tataltel, he's here from my staff, that worked alongside the branch to make this day possible. And I appreciate his work. I appreciate the work of the entirety of the committee. And also, importantly, all of my colleagues that voted and the governor of Guam in enacting this law. But again, thank you, everybody. And I'm just here to be a part of it. And I was telling the staff that and Danielle that when it did stand up, I wanted to be here. So I'm here. And thank you guys again for all of your work again and in service to the people of Guam.
Thank you, Senator.
I'd like to ask the various members to please introduce themselves. We'll start with Mr. Pangilinan, who's here on behalf of Frank Zolman as acting director.
Good morning, Your Honor. Chief Justice, Senator. My name is Jesse Pangilinan, and I'm currently tasked to work with OTEC. I'm here to support the entire group, this community. Any help you need from OTEC, we're always available. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. And then I think the only person who was here at the beginning of CJAC is also here. So I'd ask the Bureau of Statistics and Plans.
Hi, good morning. Logo Leon Guerrero, Director of the Bureau of Statistics and Plans. I was involved in CJAC in the early 1990s and as a planner. And so I'm really looking forward to all the support that the Bureau of Statistics and Plans can provide to the CJ Automation Commission. Thank you.
Thank you, Lola. Is anyone here from the Department of Agriculture? Please stand and state it.
Good morning, Joey Talai Jr. from the Department of Agriculture, Conservation Officer 3. Glad to be here and part of this event to forth the criminal justice program. Thank you.
Is Department of Corrections?
Morning, morning, Your Honor. Morning, Your Honor, and morning, Chief Justice, and also Senator Gumatatan and fellow colleagues. Department of Corrections, of course, on behalf of the men and women and the staff there, we of course appreciate and our involvement with the CJAC and committee and the task force and moving forward, because it is critical. And as the senator had indicated, information sharing, and with our Tyler Technologies and jail-based management system, this will be critical and possibly part of the discussion as we move forward in the committee's meetings, what we can do at Department of Corrections to ensure the court gets that information and other local law enforcement, because there is a nexus with that toward not only criminal justice, but also Homeland Security and Homeland Defense. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, the old commission worked very hard with you to get your management system up and running. So that's an example of the kind of work that we can do. So thank you. Guam Customs and Quarantine Agency.
Hi, good morning.
I'm sorry.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Ike Bueno. I'm the Director for the Customs and Quarantine Agency. And I want to thank you for the invitation for being here today. This actual forum is an important collaboration, especially for our agency as we deal with all this information sharing that we need to work with our law enforcement agency. I have with me my staff that deals with the collaboration with this commission, and his name is Colonel Franklin Gutierrez. Thank you.
Department of Parks and Recreation.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Joey Torlahi, Park Police Division, Department of Parks and Recreation. Good morning.
Department of Public Health and Social Services. Virtual. Oh, hi.
Afre, good morning, everyone. Heidi Kanata, Chief Children's Services Administrator with the Department of Public Health and Social Services, Division of Children's Wellness.
Thank you for being here. The Department of Revenue and Taxation.
The director.
Oops. Sorry, everybody. Good morning, Your Honor, Chief Justice Torres, Senator Gumatautal, Marie Lazama, Director of Department of Revenue and Taxation. Glad to be part of this, and although we have not been able to make all the previous meetings, we will certainly commit to a more regular participation going forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
Half a day, Marie. Thank you.
Department of Youth Affairs. I don't see anyone, so we'll move on to.
Lonnie was confirmed as attending, but I don't see her.
The Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center.
Hafaday and good morning. My name is James Cooper Nurse. I'm the Deputy Director here representing Director Pangilinan.
Thank you for being here. Guam Homeland Security or the Fusion Center.
Good morning, Justice Merriman, Chief Justice Torres, and colleagues. My name is Rudy Gaza, and I'm the director of the Mariana Regional Fusion Center. And as you know, the Fusion Center is all about gathering information and sharing. So I look forward to our agency interacting with the CJAC.
Guam International Airport Authority.
Good morning, everyone. Lieutenant Lenny Hernandez, representing Chief Napti. We would like to thank everyone and our participation in the commission.
Thank you. Guam Police.
Good morning. Captain Shortwave, representing the chief of Pasadena District. Currently, I'm the division chief of the support division, which has our information technology session. And we're happy to be back with the CJAC again.
Thank you. Rudy, representing both Homeland Security and the Fusion Center. Okay, thank you. The Office of the Attorney General.
Good morning. My name is Pete Leon Guerrero. The AG had an outreach this morning, so I'm here on his behalf. Good to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. The Port Authority of Guam. Anyone from the Port Police or the port? And then.
Good morning, Your Honor, Chief Justice, and everyone. My name is Victor Camacho. I'm the Port Police Assistant Chief, here to support this mission to move forward with communicating with all the things we need to do to get this program going. Thank you, and I appreciate everything.
Thank you.
Rosanna Stone also present.
Oh, hi, Rosanna. Okay.
Hi, good morning, everybody.
A lot of former court employees. And finally, of course, Senator Gumatautal representing the Committee on Public Safety. I would just like to say a few words as well. The reason that this effort is really important, as far as I'm concerned, is it addresses two very important concerns we have. One is safety of all our law enforcement agents, police officers from the various different police departments, marshals, and everyone else. And also the other important purpose is to share information to keep the community we have safe. That's why we have like youth affairs, CPS, Homeland Security also represented. And I think if we can keep these two goals in mind, which I think we have over the many years, we can work together to achieve those goals by improving how we share critical law enforcement information and make it easily accessible to the people that need to see it. We've come a long way since the effort started. It was a time when there were very few computers in the government of Guam, and it was just a starting point to start to put things together. So I'm really happy we finally achieved making this an effort. And if you'll notice, the judiciary has really given up most of the effort it had in the past and turned it sort of over to the executive branch. Of course, we still plan to play a role, and we plan to provide the support services for the commission as we are today through calling the meetings to order, making all the notices available, and doing the minutes and so forth. So I would like to thank the staff that worked from the judiciary in getting this meeting called to order, and the support from the Chief Justice. We just put together a brief agenda today, an organizational meeting. So if I could start with the adoption of the draft bylaws. They were prepared by one of our court counsel, Nathan. And if anyone has any questions or would like to make amendments, if you could please indicate that you would like to do so. Okay, these are interim bylaws. I'll probably appoint a committee to do the final bylaws, but they have been provided to each of your agencies. So do I have a motion to adopt the interim bylaws from a member?
I'll make a motion to adopt the bylaws.
Thank you. All those in favor, could you please raise your hands? It looks as if for all the members present, it's a unanimous vote, so the interim bylaws are adopted. The bylaws call for the appointment of a secretary and an assistant. So I would let you all know we're going to keep things the same. I will appoint Erica as the secretary and Shelterina as the assistant. And they're both here today. For those of you that don't know them, they're Erica and Shelterina. So if you have any questions or need to get in touch with somebody about the commission, there are people you can contact. The law calls for quarterly meetings unless more meetings are necessary. We have an agenda we've been using for all the meetings up until now. The agenda will probably be relatively similar to that. But if anyone has an item they would like to have discussed, if they could get a hold of Erica or Shelterina, then we can make sure we get it on the agenda. At this time, I would like to, oh, and I'm sorry, since we're meeting October 15th, I was thinking the next meeting will probably be in mid-January. So is the middle of the month every quarter. Anybody have any objections to that? Okay, I'd like to, one of the issues that's left over from our other meetings that's relatively important is the BCCH system status. So I'd like to ask our administrator of the courts or our deputy chief marshal to give us an update on where we are with that.
Thank you, Justice Merriman, and good morning, Chief Justice, Senator Sean, and members of the CJAC Commission. I asked Justice Merriman if we could place this item on the agenda as we had been in discussions at prior CJAC meetings relative to the status of the VCCH being operational and up and running. As many of the law enforcement folks know in the room, the VCCH has been down. The judiciary has been communicating and collaborating with Datamax, which is the vendor that we've had a longstanding agreement with relative to standing up the system. Months ago, the system crashed, and so where we are at today is we are working with Datamax to set up a test system. The system is going to be rebuilt. As many of you also know, the contributing agencies that contribute the information into VCCH, including the Guam Police Department, the Guam Department of Corrections, the Office of the Attorney General, and the Judiciary of Guam, have made improvements to their case management systems. As Director Verdalio indicated, of course, the Tyler Technologies with the Department of Corrections, and for the Office of the Attorney General and the Judiciary of Guam, Journal Technologies. And it's my understanding from the Guam Police Department, Tyler as well is the vendor that is standing up their upgraded records management system. And why this is key and why this is important is such that the rebuild with Datamax is going to incorporate the newly enhanced upgraded system such that the information that is being shared across the law enforcement community and as part of the CJAC Commission, other members, including Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center, Department of Youth Affairs, the Department of Public Health and Social Services, and all other law enforcement partners, is because information, as Justice Merriman shared, is critical. Timely information is helpful to the community in keeping us safe. And so where we would like to, what I'd like to be able to report to the commission this morning is that we are getting a test system up and running through our management information systems division within the judiciary. At such point, they will start testing what we call the interface control document status. And for those agencies that have already provided that information, they will do the data mapping. So by way of example, when there is some sort of a crime that is committed, right, the first hit that the system is going to receive is through the Guam Police Department. And so the Guam Police Department information will pull up into the VCCH. And then from there, if there is a magistrate's complaint or a decision to move forward with the criminal case, of course, the Attorney General's office information data is critical to the VCCH, followed by the Judiciary of Guam, and then the Department of Corrections as to the status of whether the defendant is detained or released out into the community. We have received the ICD information from the Guam Department of Corrections, the Office of the Attorney General, and the Judiciary of Guam, but we are pending the ICD information from the Guam Police Department. So I would ask that we work with the Guam Police Department to get that information. And I don't know if it's going to be through OTEC, but in working with them, it's just the data mapping. We can have Colonel Leon Guerrero provide you, Scott, with the data mapping criteria. And ideally, it's to ensure that we can stand up the test system so that we can provide with the rebuild a better solution for all of the law enforcement community. It'll take a couple of months for the rebuild to kind of get up and running, but we do need to get this moving forward. And so to the extent that we have the system and the information from the contributing agencies, we will be better able to provide that information to the rest of the commission members. I will say that one of the issues that caused the system, other than it being kind of dated, was we would get the hits when there's a hit into VCCH relative to trying to make an inquiry as to a status of a person. It was always trying to hit Guam Police Department first. And so because GPD wasn't contributing the data and it was only the judiciary for many years, it caused the system to kind of halt. And so we have developed a solution with the vendor such that if there is an agency that, for example, their system is down or the data is not readily available, that the mapping of the data would allow for it to just go to the next agency, because we recognize that the importance of that. So looking forward to working with the commission as the administrator and moving things along so that we can not only improve but expand our Criminal Justice Automation Commission. Thank you, Your Honor.
Some of the agencies were reluctant to participate because they thought we wanted access to everything in their data bank, so to speak. And I think I want to reiterate that the only information that we're really seeking is the current status of the defendant. Whether you have internal documents or reports, the system doesn't want or need access to that. So we're just looking for the defendant's status from that agency standpoint. We don't have any communication, so I'll open the floor to open discussion for anyone who would like to add anything to the way the commission should operate or some policy concerns you have that we should address. So if anyone wants to say their piece, now is the time to do that.
I don't want to get too deep into the weeds because I'm sure this will be discussed later on with the commission as we move forward in the meetings. But one of the essential things, even with information sharing, is identifying gaps in that information of what, as we said, why isn't it being shared? For an example, in the processing of individuals who might be booked and released versus booked and confined, because there's two areas where they're being processed. One is at the Senahanya precinct. And if they're booked and released from up there, we may not get it at Department of Corrections where our Hagalia detention facility is at. So that's an identified gap, of information that we're not receiving. And then another thing too, and then it's not just the Guam Police Department, because we have other local law enforcement partners like Department of Agriculture Conservation. I see that when they process an individual, I think recently they're showing them with some sign that they were processed, right? But it isn't the same picture that you have at the Department of Corrections. They're being processed, right? And is there any kind of information that they may be able to share, conservation officers, and what the process they're doing when they're bringing an individual, for violation of laws out there in the conservation areas, what kind of assistance would they need, or what kind of technology capabilities do they have to ensure that we're all in the same picture? Because those are the ungoverned spaces that are taking place that conservation law enforcement have. And as you said, Your Honor, the whole purpose and goal also is to keep them safe too. And they will really be safe when that discussion is aired out here in the commission, how we can make it effective and better in that sharing of that information. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Chief Director. They do, in the past, the commission has provided to the Agriculture Conservation Office the ability to determine whether or not an individual is arrested utilizing the blue check device. It's just unfortunately that it's not connected at this point in time, and the ability to acquire the necessary tools for their intent and purpose, i.e. a laptop. The commission in the past has provided a blue check from the chair, from Justice Merriman, as far as providing them. It's just having to ensure that they get the information or that system up and running. Likewise, the other tool that was also provided to DOC, and we've had discussions with it, with the detention side, can kind of help with the gaps. And that gap is making sure that if an individual is going to be released by DOC, that they first kind of run it off that the blue check device, so that they can determine whether or not that individual has prior arrest. And with that prior arrest, would ensure that at least the officers or the detention guards will not release the individuals. It's just a matter of, I guess, the communication and kind of working with the individuals that are actually handling the processes, and from the previous intent of what the commission has done, it's just a matter of working with that right person that's addressed. But definitely we have a ways to go, and I'm just thankful to try to kind of push this or being involved with the process and still being here. And so we look forward to kind of working, and if anything, we can kind of get together on the side and kind of look at that to determine if we can kind of help out with DOC and or the other agencies that are out there. I know we've recently provided Parks and Rec the opportunity to gain the access. We're working with NCIC because VCCH is down. We've initiated action over at Public Health. Their system went down. We've recently brought them up. We're helping Port Authority in their instance to obtain the NCIC. So there is that definite assistance that's there, and we're hoping to try to get everybody on board because, as you mentioned, sharing of information is critical. And if we're just hoarding it or keeping it intact, it's not necessarily practical for that for all law enforcement. But yes, sir, we're there to help.
I just want to thank you with that. And I think what makes it easier, some of our basic academy cycles we're now integrated with the conservation officers. So our corrections recruits are with conservation recruits. Then they're sharing information themselves about their agency's capabilities. And then we have 4 of our recruits integrated in the cycle with the police department. So at least that gives our officers the ability to share information and see what they have in terms of the technology that they're doing to capture all these offenses and the offenders there. Thank you.
Anyone else want to say anything? So thank you all for being here. In the future, we'll return to our virtual meetings, but we wanted to get a chance to meet everyone in person and start as the new commission begins. But the next meeting will be back to Zoom, so that'll be, you won't have to fight the traffic. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here and participating. And we'll have our next meeting sometime in mid-January. And before you leave, please grab a donut or something. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Adios.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a Halloween.